Recently, new evidence points to a deeper level of coordination between U.S. intelligence and Ukrainian drone forces, one that may be redefining the battlefield far beyond Ukraine's borders. Over the past several weeks, a series of long-range drone strikes have hit critical Russian targets, from oil refineries to radar stations, hundreds of kilometers inside Russia. Now, multiple reports suggest that these operations were guided, in part, by American satellite data and real-time geolocation support. According to sources cited by The Washington Post and Reuters, the U.S. intelligence community has expanded its role from simply providing strategic maps to offering precise targeting information for select Ukrainian operations. While U.S. officials maintain that the United States does not select targets, analysts note that access to high-resolution imagery and signal intercepts gives Ukraine a decisive advantage in coordinating deep strikes. The cooperation reportedly intensified after Russia began launching missiles from bases deep inside its own territory, particularly from the Ryazan and Kursk regions, making those facilities legitimate military targets under international law. Ukrainian forces responded by developing a new generation of long-range drones with navigation systems capable of autonomous flight guided by satellite intelligence. These drones have since struck more than a dozen high-value sites across Russia, exposing vulnerabilities once thought unreachable. One of the most notable strikes occurred near Ryazan, when Ukrainian drones ignited massive fires at a fuel depot supplying Russia's western military district. Footage analyzed by open-source experts revealed pinpoint accuracy. The drones hit within 5 meters of their intended coordinates, a level of precision rarely achievable without satellite correction. Shortly after, another wave of drones targeted an early warning radar system in Orsk, temporarily disrupting part of Russia's internal air defense network. While both Kyiv and Washington remained cautious in their public statements, officials in Moscow were quick to accuse the United States of direct involvement. Russian state media claimed that foreign intelligence agencies provided data enabling the attacks, though no verifiable evidence has been presented. Still, these accusations underscore how significantly intelligence sharing has shaped modern warfare, blurring the line between indirect support and active coordination. Behind the scenes, U.S. intelligence appears to operate within a carefully managed framework. Instead of transmitting direct strike coordinates, American analysts reportedly provide pattern-of-life assessments, electronic emission maps, and radar coverage models, allowing Ukrainian planners to identify windows of opportunity. This approach mirrors the support model previously used during the conflicts in Syria and Iraq, where partner forces relied on U.S. satellite and SIGINT data for targeting precision. For Ukraine, the results speak for themselves. Over the past 3 months, Russian oil output has dropped by nearly 15%, according to Bloomberg estimates, as repeated drone attacks disrupted production and logistics. Several high-value refineries, including those in Volgograd, Tuapse, and Ryazan, have been forced to halt operations for weeks at a time. This not only affects Russia's economy, but also its ability to fuel military operations in the field. Ukrainian drone units have evolved into a sophisticated network of small, agile teams capable of autonomous missions. Using Beaver, UJ-26, and AQ-400 Kosa drones, they now strike targets once considered safe zones deep within Russia. According to defense analysts, this is the result of a fusion of intelligence, artificial navigation, and adaptive tactics, combining Western satellite data with local innovation. The importance of this collaboration extends far beyond the immediate battlefield. For decades, intelligence sharing agreements were reserved for NATO members or close allies. Ukraine's inclusion in this network, even informally, signals a historic realignment in global security architecture. Western analysts suggest that the U.S. is effectively treating Ukraine as a de facto intelligence partner, providing it with near real-time situational awareness comparable to that of NATO forces. Meanwhile, Russia faces growing internal pressure. Despite deploying hundreds of air defense systems across its territory, the frequency and depth of Ukrainian strikes have only increased. Videos from Bryansk, Belgorod, and Tatarstan show drones evading radar and anti-air defenses, striking refineries, and causing visible explosions at key fuel hubs. Russian bloggers have openly criticized the defense ministry for its inability to adapt to the evolving drone threat, calling it a war of intelligence and algorithms. Western officials emphasize that all U.S. assistance remains non-lethal and advisory. But the precision of recent Ukrainian strikes, often hitting sensitive sites at night, with minimal collateral damage, suggests a level of synchronization far beyond ordinary reconnaissance. As one European defense analyst stated, this isn't just a transfer of data, it's a shared operating picture. In strategic terms, the implications are vast. If Ukraine continues to strike deep within Russia with sustained accuracy, Moscow will be forced to disperse its military infrastructure further east, stretching its logistics and increasing operational costs. Every refinery that burns, every radar that goes dark, represents not just a tactical loss, but a message that distance no longer guarantees safety. As winter approaches, both sides are racing to adapt. Russia is deploying new radar systems around key industrial zones, while Ukraine accelerates its production of long-range drones capable of operating beyond 1,000 kilometers. The invisible battle of intelligence and information dominance may soon become the deciding factor in how this war is fought, and who ultimately shapes the peace that follows.